Hello friends, I am Hardik Patel. Welcome back to our Tech channel. In previous video we learned about how to run Celery task periodically. So we did that, and in this video we are going to talk about how we can monitor all the tasks and workers, and also how we are going to see how we can manage those workers as well. So let's get started. So here I am using Windows Terminal to explain a bit more intuitive, because you can see here we are using 3 panes, and this is the latest functionality provided by Windows 10 developers in this Windows Terminal. And also I am using Ubuntu 20.04 in a WSL2, that is Windows subsystem for Linux. And also let's get into our main core functionality which we are going to discuss. So this is the first pane where I am going to run the worker. Then this is the second pane which where I am going to run the beat, and here in the right pane I will execute few commands. So those are the commands we are going to learn about. Okay, so let's first run the worker here. So how you can run that, as we already saw, but I am showing again. So Celery -a, and hyphen is for the project name. What is the project name? That is Celery demo, which we created in the last video. It's a first video. Now you need to write a sub command for the Celery, that is called worker. So it will run one node. Inside that node it will run multiple workers, and you can say multiple processes. And how many processes it will run? That is if I have the system which has dual core system, then it will run 4 processes. So that means maximum concurrency will be 4. So 4 tasks will be executed parallelly. In my system I have quad core processor, so it will run 8 processes and 8 tasks will be executed parallelly. Okay, now if I want to see information or logs, then I will say -l and information level. Now the worker is running now, and as you can see here, this is the target name. Then these are the queues are running. So if you want to run multiple queues with a different names, then you can pass -q parameter, where you can give all the queues names by comma separated. Okay, so it will run multiple queues. Now before running bit, I will show you one command, and to show that command's detail, let me run that command Celery -a and the project name. Same way you have to pass this project name for all commands, because Celery has to know for which project you want to run. Okay, so by giving the project name, and you should be there in the root folder of the project, because it can get all the details, all the configuration of the celery.py. Okay, then Celery demo, and then you need to give command status. Okay, so it will give you the status and says this is the target name, and it says okay, this is the only worker is running now. I mean it's a node, one node is online. So if you run second node here, same way like Celery -a, then Celery demo and worker, but this time you need to give a different name, because each and every worker has a different name. Okay, so I'm just giving the name -n, and then name is like test@example.com. okay, so this is example.com is our host name, and test is a user. Okay, so as you can see, this is running here. This is the name as we saw earlier for this particular Celery at the desktop, right? So this is the 2 nodes are running now, and if you see the status, it will give you 2 nodes are online, and both of them giving the status I am okay, and I'm running. Same way for the second node, and 2 nodes are online. So now I'm closing it for the time being, because we don't use we are not going to use multiple nodes here. And if you see the status now only 1 node is running. Okay, so now that way you can monitor how many nodes are coming online and going offline. Okay, so now I'm going to show you one more command, inspect. Okay, and once you call inspect, it will say missing inspect method. That means it needs to be sent another subcommands. Okay, so what are the subcommands? Like, let me give you an example. If I pass this active, so what it does, it gives you the list of tasks which are active, or maybe you can say which are in execution mode, right? So how can we get those lists for now? So for the example, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run the beat here, so which will send task periodically, like Celery demo and beat. So what it will does, it will send a task every, sorry about this, yeah, so every, not this Celery, every 5 seconds, this is the name. But as you can see the schedule here, that is saying every 1 second you need to send this send email function, or you can say task, to the workers. So that is what is bit going to do. So let me run this command. So as you can see, now every second this worker is receiving the task send email. Okay, so now let me show you this command's result. Now we can see the list of active tasks. So currently these are 8 active tasks, because in my system 8 workers are working parallelly on the execution. Okay, now the second list which we can get, that is reserved. So what is reserved? So reserved is that after taking 8 tasks, we are giving tasks more than the capability of the workers execution. So those are not going to run real time. So it will be available in the queues, and whenever the workers get free, it will pick from the queues. So those tasks are available in the queue which are not still started, those will be displayed in this reserved task. So those tasks will have the reserved state. Okay, so that's how you can get all the reserved tasks. Then the third one is scheduled. So schedule is basically this is not scheduled task, this is just a periodical task which is going to run every 5 seconds, every day, or whatever you have set. But what is the scheduled task? So scheduled tasks are those tasks while sending task to worker, if you set the one of the two parameters, one is ETA and the second is countdown. So one of them is set while sending the task to workers, it will be available in the scheduled category. So I will show you that. So for that I'm just going to run Django shell, and I will import the task. Okay, and I just need now, current time, and the time delta. So this is the syntax for running. This is the task name, debug task, and then apply async, as we already seen that in the first video, where we can run this debug task asynchronously, and it will be sent to worker by the broker. And also we are sending one extra parameter that is called ETA, and it says that now plus time delta of 2 minutes. That means this task should be running after 2 minutes after receiving. Okay, so let me just execute this command, and as you can see here, the debug task is already received and ETA is also set for that command. And if you can see other commands, task whatever were received earlier, let me show you that. Yeah, received task where there was no ETA or no countdown. So those tasks will be always added in the queues, and those will be called as reserved task. But now as we call this task asynchronously with the ETA, this task will be set as scheduled. So let me execute this command and we will get the list of scheduled tasks. Right, so same way there is another one that is revoked. So once you revoke, for now as we do not have lengthy task here, so we cannot revoke them. So whenever you revoke any task, so this will those tasks will be listed in the revoked list. Okay, so that's how you can get the list of tasks by different state. Now there is another command which I wanted to show you, that is states. So what states command does, it will give you all the details of the broker. Then the pool detail. What is the pool? So it's a pool which is run by a node. So basically what it does, it takes the how many cores are there, and according to that it will run the workers. If you do not have specified the number of workers you wanted to run, you can definitely specify more workers than 8, but it's an ideal way, it's an ideal number to run, because your processor is only core processor, so it can handle 8 very efficiently. So that's how it is running 8 workers, and this is the pool of 8 processes. That's how you can say, and max concurrency of this pool is 8. Okay, then there are few other details which you can fetch and utilize that in whatever you want to use. Okay, so these are the few command. Now let me show one more command, that is purge. So basically what you need to do in this case, so let's suppose you have created one multiple queues, and one queue is very low priority queue, even though there are few tasks which are failed or maybe lost, you don't care about those tasks, right, in your application, and there are very heavy traffic in that particular queue and you want to flush that. How can you do that? So there is one more basic command, that is celery a and then project name here, and just purge command. When you run this purge command, it will remove all the tasks from different queues, but as of now only one queue is running, that is called celery, so it will remove all the tasks from the celery queue. But if you want to specify the queue name, then you can pass like -q and then give the queue name. So if I pass the wrong name, what it says, still it will try to remove all the tasks from queue test. So let me give the yes, and there was no message because there was no queue. But if I give, sorry about this, purge, let's run this, still it will say there were no messages because as of now there is no message. Let me run bit first and we'll show you that. So let me send few tasks here, 8 tasks, 9, 10, 11. So alright, now I am closing it. Instead of closing, I am running that command here, purge, and purge is enough I guess, and let's run the yes. No message purge from the one queue, so I have to close it. Why it is saying, I guess workers should be closed, I am not sure about that. Let me give -f command, so it should run. Okay, actually it should clear all the tasks from the queue. Let me give the name this time celery, and yes. So maybe there is no message available in the queue because these workers are executing all the tasks fast. So yeah, let me run. So if there is task available, it should execute. So as you can see, there is no task available in the queue, that's why it is not clearing. Okay, so let me run the bit for some time, and once we get so many tasks available in the queue, and then we will try to delete all the tasks from the queue. So yeah, that's pretty much from this inspect task subtask subcommand. Now we are going to talk about events. So what is event? So event is basically a notification which will be published by these workers, and those can be listened by the third party monitors like us. We can listen those events and we can use them in whatever way you want. Okay, so I'll going to show that anyway, so let's look at that. And before that, I just wanted to see if we can purge the queue now, because there are so many tasks already sent. I just post between this before this 2 minutes. So let me close this now, or maybe let me run this command here. Yes, so now as you can see, 5 messages were purged from one non-task queue. So that's how you can purge the queue and flush the whole flush all the tasks if you do not want to use that, or maybe those are low priority tasks. Okay, now let me show you how we can monitor events. So for that, another command that is available, celery -a, then project name celery demo. And before that, you can control that. If you want to enable those events, then you can enable. If you want to disable them, then you can disable it. So first let's enable them using control and then enable events. So basically it will enable the events. Now it will start sending those events or publishing the events so we can listen it. Okay, so before showing the custom monitor, we can write in the Python itself, but before that I just wanted to show default events monitor command which we can use, that is command line. So first I will close this now. Just close it. Okay, and before that I just wanted to run. So there are few issues in that command, I guess, and because of that I just wanted to start this one first so you can get the details here. So right now, as you can see, there is no task selected, no workers are discovered. Now let me run this and it should raise the event, and now as you can see, one worker get online, celery this and this. Okay, and events are there also. It is continuously sending events, but we are not getting here, and that's the issue which I just wanted to, I was just talking about. So let me close it first and run again, so that might solve the problem. Still it's not sending. Let me enable events one more time. Okay, so as you can see, I just when you start the worker, default behavior is disable the events. So actually I showed the command while enabling that event. At that time the workers were running, but then I just closed it and restarted again. So now let me run this events. I guess we will be able to receive the events. What is happening here? I don't understand. It's, yeah, now as you can see here, we are getting all the events here. And how can you go through that? There is shortcut available, J and K. So for the J is used for, let me go here, J is for going down and K is for going up. Now if you want to see the information of particular task, so what you can do, just click on I or press the I button. It will give you all the details, task details, and what is the task ID is also provided here. What are the arguments were provided, and all the details. So right, so basically it is not working as expected as of now. Maybe there are certain issues in there. I am not sure what is that. Now let me see the information. Yeah, so as you can see here, there are two arguments available which we are sending while sending the task, and we have already set that into that bit schedule, right? So these are the details, and we are not sending any keyword arguments, and also we are not sending, there is no retry because it was not executed. It is not executed at all as of now. Alright, so let me see the success details. What is that? J success, yeah. So now as you can see, result is none, result is also there, runtime is also there, and the status of this task, so that is success. So that's how you can see the details of this task. As of now, we cannot use this because there are so many tasks we are getting here, so this is not much useful here. All right, so I'm just closing it as of now, and let me see if we can filter them. Yeah, so there is no possibility of filtering, I guess. So just one filter is available, that is called broker. So if you are using multiple brokers, then you can pass the broker name. So basically only one broker's task will be displayed here, events will be displayed here. You can also dump all the events to the standard output, and you can also provide the camera which you have to write your own camera, and it will take the snapshots of the details of those task execution, and it will dump them. somewhere wherever you have set. Okay, so these are few other details which you can use. I'm not going through all of them because it's very lengthy, and I have also other things to talk about as well. Okay, so we talked about this inbuilt monitor. Now you can also write the monitor yourself. So I'm just going to show you that as well. So I have written one monitor.py file here, where this is just a script, so you can run directly in Python monitor.py, and which doesn't require any context of the Django itself, because you just need to provide the project name, as we are providing that -a and the project name the same way it requires in the argument of the Celery class. Okay, so we are just building an app, or instantiating the app, and then we are passing that to the this function. So what this function does, basically these are the sub function inside those functions, which are called as handler, you can say. And this is the syntax of getting the connection, and once the connection is done, it will receive all the events. So also what we are doing here, we are also instantiating the receiver, which takes the connection as well as handlers mapping. So here we have provided mapping for that. So if the task failed event is comes in, then announce failed tasks function should be executed, right? So we have written here. Same way for succeeded, and if worker gets online, then it will also print this way, right? So let me print another thing, that is print new worker gets online. All right, so you can see better detail. So that's how you can write the handler for different events. So there are certain events which are not mentioned here, like I'm going to say here as of now. So first, task sent. So whenever you send a new task using apply async, or maybe periodical task, right? So task sent will be the first event, then task received will be the event, then task succeeded, sorry, task started. So once the task execution is started, the task started events also will be published. Then if the success is there, then succeeded, failed, then revoked, the task can be revoked, so task revoked event also be there. Then worker online, worker offline, worker heartbeat. So what is worker heartbeat? Worker heartbeat is like, it is just checking, it is just providing the status that worker is still running. So every 5 seconds it will raise the event. Okay, so which we are not listening here. And yeah, that's pretty much, I guess, all the events I have just said about. Now let me run this monitor.py so you can understand how this works. Python monitor.py. All right, so it will not get all the tasks immediately, but yes, as we saw the problem in that events command, where we were not able to get all the information of the task. So maybe these are the events which were published earlier, which are not getting details, or maybe I just need to work on this particular monitor.py where we can get the name and UUID as well. Okay, so task succeeded, and the task dot name and UUID, we are getting the UUID but name is not there. I am not sure what is wrong there, but definitely we are getting all the information of the task, and we can print out anyhow which we want, right? So this is basically a very useful facility provided by Celery. So you can write your own monitor. So now, as you can see here, sending email. Let me show you that worker gets online as well. So I'm just closing it for now. It will terminate all the running tasks. Okay, now I'm just running the worker again, so it should raise the event or publish the event. Yeah, so as you can see, new worker gets online. So this is basically you can build your own monitoring system where you can see all these details. You can provide the very useful interface out of it, this all details, right? So you can get more details which I haven't displayed here. So task.info, there is a function which provides you all the information of particular task. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much of about events. Now I'm going to show one web application which is implemented by third party, which is called Flower. So what you need to do to use that Flower, I'm just closing it for now, which is I'm not going to use anymore. So yeah, so for that you need to install Flower. Flower is a third party package which has, yeah, so it has its own HTTP server, so we don't need to run this along with the Django itself. So you don't need to provide the URLs or anything, which is very independent from Django. Okay, so how we can run that? Similar to the other commands, worker, bait, and other commands we executed, similar to that, what you need to do, just you need to provide Flower command. So it's a sub command which is integrated into the Celery. So once you run this, it will start one web server here, and as you can see, there is the first line. It's saying that visit me at HTTP, this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run in the Chrome. Yeah, so I'm just starting it. Now as you can see, currently we have 8 active tasks and 8 are processed. Okay, so what it does, basically it doesn't get the data from any database or something, but it is starting, once you run this Flower, it starts getting all the events from these workers, and then they store into the database or somewhere, their own database, which is very temporary. Once you close this server, it will flush out all the database. Okay, and if you refresh this, it will get you all the data from the time where we started this Flower. Okay, so let me go through all the details here. So you can see all the tasks here this way in the table format, where you can see all the details, UID, state, arguments. This all information we show in events monitor as well, right? That command line monitor. Okay, so as you can see, the name is not also available here. So that means there is some problem in publishing events or maybe getting the events. Then how many brokers we are running as of now? Just only one, that is RabbitMQ broker. Then monitor, so it's for monitoring all subtask task details. Okay, so as of now we are not getting all the details here. Yeah, so now it started showing some information. So yeah, it is saying that 8 tasks were successfully executed. So why it is saying? Because all the workers are running parallelly. So once one worker is complete the task, at the same time all 8 workers are completing, right? So task execution time is also same, that's why it is happening here. Okay, so yeah, this is the execution time and this is timing queue. So this 40 seconds it takes it the task was in the queue, and after that 40 seconds it took 10 more seconds to execute it. So that's how you can see the graph as well. Okay, so right now there is no task is failing, so failed task chart is completely blank, right? Yeah, okay, queued task I'm not seeing, so all right, I'm not I cannot explain because we are not getting any information in this queued task. So let's go to the dashboard now, and we are running one worker here, as you can see, one node. If I run one more node here like this, now I cannot, let me start one more. No, it's fine, I guess. So once you run extra node, that we ran that command status, which were giving us 2 node here, so same nodes can be displayed here, right? So let me go inside that node and we can see more detail of that particular node. Okay, now as we also saw the one command that is called states, right? And the states were giving us all the details, that maximum concurrency was 8. So which is, I also explained that what is the pool, right? So that pool information is available here. Then broker, this is the broker detail. So actually all this information coming from that particular command, inspect states, but this is very beautiful way to display the details. Now how many queues are running? So basically currently only one queue is running. If you want to add any queue here, then you can add directly from here. So it's as I can say, you can manage the queues from this web portal itself. Also you can do by commands. So there is one command called control add consumer, okay, and then you can add the queue name. Then task, as we inspected by the name, status name, that is processed is like successfully processed command, successfully completed the task. Then active, those are in currently execution. Then schedule, as I explained how we can get task in scheduled. Then reserved, which are waiting to be executed, okay, and if any task is cancelled, then those will be displayed in revoked, okay. So these are the this is another tab, limits, where you can set the limits. You need to show see the all the details into the documentation, which I am not covering here. Then there are few configuration here which you can see whatever are set. So whenever you get into any problem, you might need to see here, so what is wrong, okay, you can go get all the details. So these are the system details. Still these are coming from the states command. This is other. Now this is the uptime, so when it was started. This is about flower, okay, so flower was started 5 minutes back. So that's pretty much from this video. I guess I have covered how to monitor all the tasks, events, and how can you manage the workers, okay. So thank you very much, and please subscribe my channel and also hit the bell button so you can get the notification if I post new video, or maybe I can post a new playlist itself, okay. So thank you very much.